gentlemen, and welcome back to yet another episode of the 2 Count. Listen, this is going to be a really interesting episode. I know you guys are used to me being very, very vocal. Dave and I think very differently on this matter, so I'm turning the microphone over to Dave Duran to let him bash this person. I'll chime in, but Dave, the floor is yours, bud. Enjoy.
Where do I start with this person? Tama Tonga, come out of the hole you're hiding in. Come out of the shadows, buddy. I got two things to say to Tama Tonga. One of them is, I don't know what's his beef with what culture, but I remember telling him or sending. I think you saw the post, right? That I got at him.
Yeah. I saw you guys.
It was like I was clout chasing or whatever.
You were clout chasing. Yeah, exactly.
Whatever. I don't know what clout I was chasing because he obviously doesn't have any.
Well, I don't know if you remember, but like 8 months before that, Roman Reigns had said the exact same shit to him, like, I just made you famous. So I guess comparables. Anyway.
Yeah, whatever. I literally made a statement saying that that Bullet Club has a new leader, right?
Yep.
So in reference to what culture, they said something about that Bullet Club doesn't have, it's no longer Bullet Club.
No, they said, so their point was that because these fine gentlemen left the Bullet Club, that the Bullet Club is essentially dead. Now, that's what it appeared to be. But if you actually listen to the video in full length, they're really just saying it's a new era of Bullet Club, that the old Bullet Club is dead. And that's true.
Okay. So he got offended towards it.
I don't think he watched the full video. You're gonna be real.
He got offended towards what I was saying, though.
Yeah, well,
that struck a nerve with him.
It did.
And this is why I say what I want to say about Tama Tonga. Tama, if you want to get mad, I'll give you 10 reasons to be mad. First, you talk like a bitch. Secondly, I just want to say that Bullet Club does have a leader, and his name is Jay White. And that should have been your spot, my man. But again, since you have
Dave,
no balls.
I wanted to pause for a second and ask you a question. Mm-hmm. So personally, I think the Guerillas of Destiny are a fantastic team, and you know that I'm a fan of Tama Tonga. I'm actually.
I don't take no merit away from.
I'm going to Bullet Club Block Party. Like, I am a huge fan of Tama Tonga and his brother Tanga Loa, aka Camacho. That said, do you think that the reason that he hasn't been promoted to the top spot, because I think he's fully capable and I think he had fan support to move to that top spot. It's not him, but it might actually be racism by New Japan Pro Wrestling.
Well, if that's the case, then you're talking about the cutthroat era. Why don't you say something about it or bring it up if that's the issue? It's
scripted.
Whatever. It could be. There's some way that, listen, everyone has dropped a pipe bomb every once in a while.
Yep.
The biggest of the biggest dropped it. Austin, The Rock, Punk,
Brian,
Bret Hart. A lot of people have done it before. Yep. So it's nothing to be worried about you getting fired. So listen, there's no excuse for him not to be the leader of the Bullet Club.
I'm going to tell you,
he's been there since the start of Bullet Club.
So I'm going to tell you why I think they didn't make him the leader. Do I think he had the clout to be the leader? Absolutely. Do I think he would have made a good leader? Absolutely. I don't know if it's racism by New Japan's part or just a little apathy that he didn't actually want the spot at all. But I think when you look at who the leaders are, I mean, if we're going back to the racism card here, right? If you look at who the leaders of they look at Bullet Club as the Gaijin faction, right? And Gaijin in Japanese basically means the foreigner faction, the evil foreigner faction. So they basically typically portrayed that role with a white male, right? Cut up, ripped, jacked white male, but smaller. So you had your Balor, Devitt, then you had Styles, then you had Kenny, and now you have Switchblade. So, I mean, I don't know if they just want to build the faction intentionally around one white dude, and that's really what it comes down to. Because it could be.
I just feel like every person that they have is either going to be like, it doesn't make sense. You understand what I'm saying? From the beginning, they're saying, no, the Bullet Club has no leader.
That's so. If we agree 100% on one thing, it was when this happened, they had to have known that Jay White was taking over, right? Because you don't just attack Kenny Omega with no plan of what's coming next. So they knew that Switchblade was going to go. They should have more appropriately drawn out that story, because at the end of the day, now you look like a fool because you should have never said there is no leader. Like, if there's no leader to Bullet Club, and then a week later you're saying Jay White's the leader of Bullet Club, then all the shit you said about Kenny Omega is now invalid, or at least half of it.
That's what I'm saying. You know, he contradicted himself the moment he said that Jay White is a new Bullet Club leader. Yep. There's either no Bullet Club leader or there is.
Well, and it sounds more like there's no leader unless there's a leader we like. That's almost what it sounds like. Secondly,
but see, to me, when you say this villainous should be, this bad guy group, whatever, or the Westerners,
yeah, the guys.
This is my thing, right? Mm-hmm. My thing is this: I like what Tama Tonga does.
Yeah, me too.
I like that. I like his whole gimmick, his
brother's fantastic. I love him yelling "motherfucker" in the middle of the ring.
I love what they do. It's funny as shit. You know what I mean? They're great wrestlers. They're great talkers. They can go with anyone. What I don't like is that he, for example, he does all this bad boy shit. Yeah. Bullet Club is supposed to be a bad guy's faction.
Which is why the Elite there didn't make sense to begin with.
Right. Which is why Kenny and those people didn't make sense to be there.
Yeah.
They're not bad guys.
They were, but they're not anymore. Yep.
Yeah. These guys are bad guys.
Mm-hmm.
Every single one of these characters in this group is a bad guy.
Yep.
What I don't understand is that how is it that someone that goes through all these stages, he led the attack on Kenny Omega. He should have been the leader of Bullet Club. Once he attacked them, the Elite.
Well, I think what they did wrong there was the reveal should have been with Switchblade maybe there. Switchblade could have come out. I get why they did it.
Well, he could have just joined somewhere down the line.
Like, I don't understand why. Like, no, if Switchblade, let's say Tom is out there and Switchblade comes out, and then Tama and Tanga and Haku. What the fuck is Haku's problem? Tama and Tanga and Haku.
What's Haku's problem?
Right? And Haku are standing out stage holding hands of the Elite, and then Switchblade comes out and does his whole brief with Switchblade thing, and I forget what he calls it. Anyway, he lays out Kenny Omega, and then Tama starts stomping on him and fight. That would have been a different story, because then it would have shown or depicted
there's some sort of alliance or
Jay
something.
White coming in and leading the group. But instead, what they did is they had Tama lead an attack. Tama be the voice of it for months, saying,
that's what I'm saying.
So you recruit a new leader, right? We're recruiting people. Like, look at all the people that they recruited. The new Bullet Club is essentially 4 of the old members, right? 4 of the old members. You've got Tama, Tanga, what's his name? Fale, who I still can't believe actually speaks. And I think that's it. Those 3 guys are Bullet Club, right? Oh, and there's the other Samoan guy. I always forget his name. He's related to them. Anyway, so you got those 4 guys. They added Switchblade. They added Gato and Jado. They added Robbie Eagles, which that was a fantastic pickup. They have Taji Ishimori. There's another one that they've kept. So they have their 2 junior weights, essentially. And then they have, I think that's it. And then no one really knows what's going on with Chase Owens or Yujiro Takahashi. So, I mean, realistically, they built an entirely new group, focusing on a lot of people that were in Chaos, So it's almost as if Chaos has become Bullet Club with the addition of Guerillas of Destiny, if that makes sense.
That's what I'm saying. Like, I don't understand, like, all these fucking factions within a faction.
Well, that's what they're trying to do. That's what they're trying to do away with. They did a cosmic shift almost, right? So a large chunk of Chaos became Bullet Club. Now there's a new group of people within Chaos. You have Suzuki Gun, which is like Zack Sabre and those guys. And then you have, I like that about New Japan. I like that they're split up into teams. But it doesn't seem like, so what Wrestle Talk was saying is essentially that the old Bullet Club is dead. And if you look at the track record of it, it's kind of right. But I think where you're getting all hot and bothered with Tama is that he didn't stand by his word for a leaderless Bullet Club.
He'd be bullshitting, man. All he needs to do is take fucking leadership of the Bullet Club and lead it the way that he wants to lead it.
I really strongly think that racism might be involved. I know that sounds horrible. I'm not trying to throw racism.
If that's the case, listen, drop a pipe bomb. You like to drop so much curse words.
Bro, the guy's got kids. He doesn't know if WWE will sign him or what he'll be able to do.
He doesn't need to go to WWE to be signed to wrestle.
What, dude? He's not. If he burns New Japan, he's basically got Ring of Honor, who has a partnership with New Japan, done. He could go to All Elite Wrestling, but I don't know really what his relationship looks like with those guys. And then he's got WWE.
I'm pretty sure that they're cool with those guys. They
probably are. But then they've got WWE. So, but AEW's not a sure thing. So he can't exactly.
He can go to NXT with his brother.
If they would sign him. You don't know.
Why wouldn't they sign him?
You don't know that they would. They're both 30-something years old. They've already released.
To keep them in NXT, they can make money in NXT.
They could, and they'd be a fantastic team in NXT.
They don't have to go to the main roster.
I'm just saying, when it comes to acting out, it's easier said than done. Because I don't want to speculate on what someone's family situation looks like. I don't want to speculate on like how he supports his children or shit like that. So I won't
No. That all being aside, but bro, it's a cutthroat era.
It is the cutthroat era, but it's not.
If it's really the cutthroat era, let's say something about it. Speak up about it.
It's the cutthroat era in terms of Switchblade Jay White is now the leader of Bullet Club, and he cuts throats. Like that's how it's the cutthroat era. They're undermining other factions. That's the only difference. They're bad guys again. I'm happy with the way Bullet Club is.
I would like to see him as a leader. I don't care about Jay White or anyone else. He needs to be the leader of the Bullet Club.
At 36 years old, I 150% agree with you that Tama Tonga I was Team Tonga. If it wasn't Cody or Kenny, Tonga was great. Go ahead.
Maybe after he becomes leader, then I'll drop the hatchet. I bury the hatchet with him. But till then, my friend, I will bust your balls every chance I get.
Frankly, until our channel gets bigger, I don't think he's going to give a fuck about us. But
if you go to the block party, please make a video with Tama Tonga.
I will.
Please tell him that I said.
I've been tweeting at him nonstop, trying to get him. Tama, if you are watching this and you've sat through the probably now somewhat 20 minutes of
I want the smoke
debate, I really want to interview you, bro. I think you'd be a fantastic person to interview with. I'd be like, "What's up, my man?" Like, do a little Tama Tonga.
Yo, but do you think? I think we'll be cursing at each other the entire fucking thing.
No, you know me. I'd be cool. I think you'd be pretty upset with him there. You know what's funny?
I still got love for him. I still like that guy.
This is the truth, and this is what you guys have to realize right now. Dave is angry basically because, and this is the best analogy I could give you. Tama Tonga is like the top number one prospect on a baseball team from the minors that came up to the majors and is hitting 220, right? Or hitting 275, right?
You know what I feel like Tama Tonga is?
What?
You remember when DX was first starting?
Call him X-Pac. Please don't tell me.
Not X-Pac. No, not X-Pac. When the original DX was starting.
Shawn and Trev.
Triple H and Shawn Michaels. I feel like he's fucking Triple H to that whole situation.
Well, if you think about it, that's kind of an elevated status a little bit. Because when the shit started, he was more like, I don't know, badass. Yeah,
he was more the guy that would go start the shit. And then,
well, he kind of went from X-Pac to badass Billy Gunn when his brother came in to now he's Trips. He's not even the number two guy, right? You have to realize that. If you look at the way they built Bullet Club, There's a number one, whoever that one has been over history. You've got Balor, Devitt, sorry. Whoever one has been in history. And then number two's always been Fale, right? So Tom is number 3 right now.
I still don't see why Fale is number 2.
I feel like I want to do a Mafia graphic of like the Bullet Club through the eras. And by the way, I only see half your face, buddy. All right, guys. So Dave has now gotten the Tama Tonga load off of his chest. Come
on, Tonga. Give me that. Listen, that's all I wanted for Christmas, all right? And you still failed me.
Dave, I'm going to give you one last chance here, buddy. This will go up on social media. I want you to cut one strong promo to Tama Tonga. I'm going to give it to you the floor right now one last time before we cut this up.
I'm gonna cut a wrestling style promo.
That's what I want, buddy. Give me a wrestling style one.
Tama Tonga. You talk this good, tough talk. You sell us moons and skies and stars. You want to give us all these things, all these nice things you want to talk about. But the one fucking thing that you fail to do all the time is become Bullet Club leader. You need to be the leader of this beautiful group, bad boy group. You need to be the leader of this group, because I am sick and tired of seeing you get basically run over by every leader. I feel like you are the one that needs to be put into that pedestal, and you need to be the face of the Bullet Club, because I feel that you and your brother, and his little internal clique, are the ones that represent that brand, like very thoroughly.
Yep.
You know what I mean? But Tonga, until you do that, I'm so sorry to tell you, I will continue to bust your balls on Twitter. And if you got something to say about it, you know where to find me over here at the 2 count.
And Tama, with that, if you do happen to see this, because I'm cutting it for social media, please, I'm coming to Bullet Club Block Party. No beef on this side of the table. No beef at all. You do your thing.
I want the smoke. Yeah, can you call me like when you're in front of him?
Smoke. You could throw smoke at Dave Duran. I just want a little bit of an underscore. Too sweet, buddy. All right. Yeah. And with that, guys, we ask you to please like this video. Please subscribe to the channel. Thank you so much for joining us here on the 2 count for another riveting conversation about Tama fucking Tonga. Y'all have yourself a great night. Goodbye.
Bitch.